Hello there, Rabbi. That's a tasty spread.
We're all hungry and we're all thirsty, Joe.
And speaking of hunger and thirst, it's time for some words of wisdom. What have you got for us today?
Well, from Matthew 13:10, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Why do you speak in parables?" And so, in keeping with that theme, that as with any preacher, we speak in parables and allegories and stories, please be very careful not to take it literally, because Jesus himself said, "I speak to them in parables." And so we've established it's a parable. So let's go to John 13 and 14. "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst." And this is keeping with the teaching of Isaiah. Why spend money on what is not bread, and your labor on what doesn't satisfy? Listen to me. Eat what is good, and you'll delight in the richest fare. And Micah, you will eat and not be satisfied. Your stomach will still be empty. We, as Americans, are not satisfied. We're empty and hungry. Unfortunately, as Jesus said in the parable, and as Isaiah said, we're spending money on things that don't satisfy us. We turn to politicians. We turn to the social media. We turn to stuff. We're not going to fulfill our spiritual needs with these material objects. And this is the true function of religion. The function of religion is to help us spiritually, Joe. It's not to sell us objects. It's not to manipulate us. It's not to make money off of us. Those are charlatans. And Scripture warns us against those charlatans who would have us buy objects from them to be satisfied.
No matter what part of the Constitution is included in the publication.
Exactly. Where do we go? We want to go to our spiritual teachings, our understanding. It's not an accident that there are thousands of religions in the known universe. It's because each of us needs to find what we need to be fulfilled, to be satisfied. I mean, a good meal is terrific, not questioning the satisfaction that comes from eating good food. But we don't want to substitute materialism for our spiritual needs. We need to look at our spiritual leaders. We need to go to our own religions and find that which will fulfill us, that which will satisfy us. Whoever drinks this water I give them will never thirst. Well, go to your religion and find out the water that is being provided, whether it's Christian, Jewish, Islam, Hindu. I want us to look for the best that our religious leaders and religion has to offer. And the caveat is, again, don't fall for stuff.
And I always appreciate your messages because they don't focus on sex or tracts or dogma, but rather the intent and spirituality that is behind all religious faith. So thank you, as always, for helping us out with this important and tasty message, because now I'm looking at those fajitas and I want to have some. That'll fulfill me on one level, but your words always fulfill me on another, arguably more important one. Thank you, as always.
And let me leave you with the words of Isaiah. If you're going to spend money, spend it on something that satisfies. But don't spend money thinking it's going to satisfy a spiritual need. Turn to your religion, and you're going to find spiritual satisfaction.